Yes, audience, welcome to another episode of the Question Live Show with your host, Verona Willis-Brown. And that is moi. Yes, welcome to another episode. We are here again, and it is Tuesday and Wednesday because it's buy one, get one free. You know what I'm saying? God bless us with 2 days in one. So I want to say to you, welcome. It must be your blessed Tuesday or your blessed Wednesday, whatever the case is. Choose to be happy. Just go into that mode. Choose to be happy because to be happy is a choice. Nobody makes you happy. No, never, ever say somebody makes you happy. Never, ever say somebody's your world. No, that is your choice. We got to build up this mentality that to be happy is personal, darling. To be happy, it is personal. Everything about you is personal. So let's get into this personal space. How are we going to Zen mode? Yes, we want to go into that Zen mode. Yes, listen, for those of you who watched this show several weeks back, we had a Zen moment and we're going to have some Zen has returned. Yes, Zen has returned. And we are going to go into our Zen mode tonight. Yes, darling. So guess what happened now? I want to welcome you to this episode of the Question Live Show. Listen up. If this is your first time tuning in to the Question Live Show, you never heard of the Question Live Show before, you never heard of Verona Willis-Brown before, you never heard of or you freaking up platform. Well, I want to say welcome to you. Yes, indeed, you that special welcome. You see, if you are a first timer, you never been here before, your very first time, put in the comment section that it is your first time. So what? We could welcome you. We can welcome you with a Question Live Show. Hearty welcome. We love when first timers coming because first time you are like the new baby of the family. And we like to have all the excitement of the new baby. I'm from a big family, so I get all the excitement. Yes, I'm all about the excitement. For those of you who've been here, you know I talk about my story. I'm from a very big family. So yes, I'm used to the excitement. So come on in. And if this is not your first time, simply mean you're tuning in second, third, fourth, anytime after first, you are a returning audience. And I like to welcome you just the same. So you come on in, I show up, we show up together, and guess what? We just expand our family, darling. Yes, we do. We expand our family. It's all about the family. It's all about us being together. Yes, because the more we are together, the stronger we shall be. But when we are apart, hello, we are just as weak as whatever can be. So those of you who are returning, you know what time is it? You know what time is it at this point? Listen, this is for the newbies. Listen, this is for the newbie, and you were turning people too. This is for the newbie, mostly for the newbie. If you are watching this, and you wave to me, and put your name in the audience, saying hi, something over in the audience. I want to say to you, newbies, this is for the newbies, okay? I want to say to you, if you're over there, and I saw the wave, I saw you greeting us, and this is the way for me to acknowledge you. I'm going. I acknowledge you by putting your name on the screen. If I put your name on the screen, it simply means that you are in the live audience. And if you are in the live audience, now this is for both of you, whether you return or new. If you are in the live audience, I ask you to go over there. Go in right there in the middle of the page. Use the share button. Press the share button and invite somebody else. Come on and you see, sharing the life is like sharing yummy, fresh food. Food that just come off the stove or out the oven. The one that your mama, your granny, your papa, somebody cook. But no, it is your favorite meal. And when it is your favorite meal, you would like to share it. If you don't believe it, believe me. We share subconsciously. We are sharers. We share. We share with the roach, the rat, the dog, the cat, the worms, the bird. Hello. We share with somebody and something. Yes. And for those of you who will be watching this and you don't see live anywhere or you don't see me spotlight your name on the screen, most likely you are watching the replay. If you're watching the replay, go over to that comment section over there, hashtag replay over there. And when you hashtag replay over there, put what is it that you learn? Why? Because this is a teaching platform. We are students and teachers at the same time. So we have the same intention, and that is to learn, to teach, and to grow. And because we have that intention, listen to me, anything that you learn, you must build up the intention to teach it to somebody else so we can replenish the earth. Yes. Now listen to me. For those of you who are watching the replay, I ask you to do the same thing. Go over there in the middle of the section. You see the share button. Click share and invite somebody else to come on in and dine with you. Sharing the replay is like sharing leftover food. Yes. And you know what? Some leftover food do taste good. So we would like to share that as well. Because you know, it's like the food is cooking twice as nice. So we would like to share that. Yes, indeed. My mama told me never to withhold food from nobody. So listen, we hear this all the time. Sharing is scary. Sharing is scary. But listen, that sounds so fluid and so cliche. We don't want to do all that cliche stuff, okay? We want to share because it is a part of our DNA, and we want to care because it's a part of our DNA. We want to put those two together. We want to ignite the world. We want to create a whole galaxy of carers and sharers. Why? Because the world needs people to care. The world needs people to share. So let us build up the mentality to share and to care with somebody or something. Because you share with your dog, share with somebody else. Yes, indeed. So listen, with that said, let us go. With that said, that was just rule number one. Oh, for newbies, those are rules. Just to let you know, let me go with that. Let me rewind a little bit. We do have some rules here. Yes, we do. We have rules here, and we go accordingly. Rules, like 5 rules. Yeah, don't worry. Don't you worry about rules. Rules are everywhere we go. Whether you come to my house, I go to your house, you go to church, you go to school, you go to mass, you go to the temple, you go to the synagogue, you just go around the entire world. There are rules. Some we make, some we break, some we abide by, some we just like pick out of it and we're like, hey, whatever. So it don't matter. So these are rules that we have here and they're called house rules. That was rule number 1. Rule number 1. So let us go to rule number 2. Rule number 2 is grab yourself something to write with, whether it is a pen, a pencil, marker, crayon, color pencil, whatever. It could be a piece of feather, maybe a leaf, whatever it is. If it's such, You need some ink, some paint to dip it in, and to scribble away. We're in a notebook or a piece of paper. Absolutely. Now, if you don't have that, that is no problem. Listen to me, listen to me. You're going to go on your electronic device and you're going to scroll and find a blank page. It is called the notepad section. Please utilize that notepad section. Yes, darling, that's why they created, so we could utilize it. Go in there, find it. Now, if you have a device, you're watching me from one, yes, because you're not in the studio with me, and you have another one called your cell phone. Yes, indeed. Open that cell phone and do the same thing. Find that blank page in there and utilize it. It's called a notepad section in your phone as well. Go in there. Now, if you don't have a notepad section, don't you worry. You are just going to go on your phone and you are going to text back to yourself. Now, the show is called the Question Live Show, so you must be asking the question, now, what is it that you are telling us to text back, scroll, and write, and all that stuff? Good. As your host, I am responsible to answer your question. See? Here on the Question Live Show, we drop juicy content and golden nuggets, and I encourage you to write them down. Yes, indeed. When we write things that we are extracting the very thoughts out of our head, we are putting them on paper, and then now it becomes reality and is looking back at us. And we can't run away from reality. Reality is just life itself, okay? So with that said, now let us go to another reason why I encourage you to write things down. Because when you write one word, that one word equal to sentences and sentences. And those sentences equal to paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs. And those paragraphs equal to pages and pages and pages. And as a result of all those pages, you might just end up with a book. And not only a book, you might just become the next published author. And I get excited when I hear that. Because we as writers, we like to write our story and then we attempt to write yours. But it's not as effective as you writing your own story, right? Because we all got stories inside of us. And I'm only here to show you and to encourage you to extract those stories out. Bring them to surface. Why? Because your story might just be a strategic way for somebody to get through something. It might just be a strategic way for somebody like, hey, I'm not by myself. Learn a lesson or two. And it just might add to a little solution for their circumstances and their situation and smooth a path out for them to let them know we are in this together. So we talk about solution. Let us go to rule number 3. Rule number 3 is grab yourself something to drink, whether it is water, wine, tea, or juice, soda, popsicle, whatever it is. It could be a shake, some smoothie, some broth, some porridge, whatever the case is, whatever you're drinking, that is fine by me. Whatever you're drinking out of is fine by me. But me, I like to recommend you drink water. Water! Yes. Copperies and water quench the thirst, it flushes the body of toxin, and it flourishes the skin. And it gives you a little bit of clarity as well. So drink up your water. Drink up your water. You'll be surprised. Yes, you'll be surprised. Now, the reason why I am telling you to drink something, not because I want to be nosy to tell you all of that and to know what you're drinking. You don't got to tell me what is it that you're drinking because that is none of my business. The reason why I ask you to put that you are drinking something in the comment section is because here on the Question Live Show, we like to celebrate. So whether it is your small win or your big win, we like to celebrate. So whatever is it that you are celebrating today, whether it is your anniversary, your wedding, your birthday, spouse, somebody, you just met somebody, you got proposed to, listen, you just had a baby, you thought that you're having a baby, you got married, all that good stuff, whatever it is, you develop yourself a little bit more, you went back to school, your children went to school, whatever it is, your culture is celebrating something, your country is celebrating something, we like to celebrate with you. So whatever is it that you're drinking from, whether it is a bottle, a glass, a bowl, a spoon, whatever is it that you're drinking from, I say, come on in, raise it so we can say, cheers. Cheers to you. So come on in, put in the comment section, what is it that you would like for us to celebrate with you today? We like to celebrate. I come with my little cheering thing, and we celebrate you. Absolutely. Now with all that water, another reason why I asked you to drink is because I am back here doing all the talking, and I just asked you to drink on my behalf. Yes. Drink on my behalf. You see, usually I show up with my water for several reasons. When I show up with my water, you see, I sip my water, but I don't got time to drink my water, so you drink on my behalf. It's a form of support. You see, I heard the story and I met somebody who turned water into wine. Because he done went up in somebody's wedding and they ran out of wine, and he's like, listen, don't y'all worry. Give me some water. They thought he was just thirsty for some water, but he's like, ding, he turned the water into wine, darling. So I like the man. I like the man. He's a miracle worker. His name is Jesus. Listen, honey, you don't have to expect a miracle for your water to turn into wine, but expect a miracle every day, because that's what I do every day. I get them like, what miracle am I going to get today? And miracle will happen to you. Just believe, 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 and receive. Yes, indeed. So with all that drinking of your whatever you're drinking, I know what you're drinking. You don't got to put it. What are with all those drinking? Now, if you need to use the bathroom, whether it's to the right, to the left, wherever your bathroom is located, go now. And then you're going to come back and grab your seat right here on the Question Live Show. Why? Because your seat is reserved with your name on it. And not only your name, but your intention, your expectation, your goals, your gifts, your talent, your passion, your purpose, your destiny is on that seat. Now, if you decide to give up that seat, that is none of my business. But let me tell you something. If you give up that seat, you're giving up your birthright. And we are not in the business of giving up no birthright. We are in the business of igniting greatness and producing greatness. So we are not giving up no birthright up here. Nope. So listen, ladies, you know, and where we go, there's always a line to our bathroom. So if you're outside right now and you're standing in line, if you're standing in line, just go that side or that side, whichever side. I say, excuse me, can I use your bathroom? Use the other bathroom, and you're going to come right back. But if you get here and you don't see your seat, it's not like somebody take your seat. Nobody take your seat. But what is going to happen is going to get crowded and you can't find your seat. And if you don't have a flash and all that good stuff. But what I ask you to stand in place or put your bottom on the floor, because that is a position. You want to know that there is a position? Yes, there is a position for you to fill at all times. Let me tell you something. We are all on this journey called life. And we all want to build a success story. However you define success, that is up to you. But we are all on this journey called life. And no one can succeed by themselves. Whether you're the prime minister, the president, the governor, the mayor, the teacher, the student, nobody can succeed by themselves. Therefore, I encourage you to come on in and work together. Let us work together so we can build a better world. Let us work together so we can replenish the earth. Good. Now, with that said, this much. I have this little bit of rule. This little one that says, if I say something and it resonates with you, whether it touch your heart, your mind, wherever it hit, put yes in the comment section. Like, yes. Yes, that simply means you got it. You're working with me. We are working together. We are aligning together. And it is saying that we are holding a conversation. Why? Because this is not a monologue. This is a dialogue, which is a conversation between you and I. So when I look over there and I see yes or whatever going on over there, that simply means I see that you are holding a conversation with me. And I'm not back here doing all the talking for myself. Yes. But let me tell you something. When you put in the comment section, just remember whatever you put there will be viewers watching your comment so they can learn a thing or two. Just remember, when we leave here, we want to make path. When we leave here, we want to leave our handprint, our heartprint, and our footprint so somebody can follow in our path. So with that said, let me go on over here in the audience and let me welcome those of you who are in the audience tonight. But before I do that, anyone who went to the bathroom, if they're taking a long time listening to me, that is none of my business. Life don't wait for us. Life show up and we just got to go with the flow. So get us in the Zen mood. Zen it is. Okay, so let us go into the audience and welcome those who are over there. I see Cheryl. Cheryl is up front. Cheryl like, hello, I got a VIP ticket. I'm up front. I'm in front row. Hello, somebody. Cheryl, welcome. You are a VIPer. Yes, indeed. We learned this word a couple of days ago. VIPer. Dave May is in the house. Dave got a VIP ticket and he's in the front row right next to Sherry. He's like, listen, I'm hopping here. Dave is a VIPer. Okay? If y'all don't know this, y'all gonna know tonight what is a VIPer. Newbies, grab your ticket. And that simply means you gotta show up more than one time. So you can get your VIP ticket and then you become a VIPer. Okay? And listen, don't be shy. Come on over and wave to us. I mean, some might do get shy too, but that's beside the point. We don't judge nobody here. We don't judge nobody here. So just come on in. You see, we welcome each other over in the comment section. Yes, indeed. Because we are one big family. So come on in and say hi to us. Yes, indeed. Now, and I see up in here, Georgia's in the house with her VIP ticket. She's a VIPer too. So listen, y'all want to earn your VIPer ticket? Yes, indeed. You want to become a VIPer up in here because this is very important that you become a VIPer up in here. You never know what VIPer entitled to. VIPer might get special treatment and you don't know. You don't know. So you would like to get a VIPer ticket. Georgia, it's so great to see you. Yes, indeed. Come on in and get and become a VIPer up in here. That is how we roll on the Questel Live Show. We are VIPers. Yes, indeed. As you can see, newbies, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Listen, honey, thank you. Listen, it's so cold today, honey. It's like winter trying to come back, but I ain't playing with winter. I'm not. Listen, I don't entertain winter. No, I don't. But you know what I'm saying? Breast Cancer Month is this month. So I wanted to come in and close October in a little pink, a little pink of some kind. Yes, indeed. So that is what. Thank you. Thank you. So I want to come in and represent a little bit more of, breast cancer. But I would have worn my t-shirt that says boobs matter. But guess what's going to happen? It's a bit cold. So, and I'm not running on the heat. I don't want to do that. Absolutely. Thank you, kindly. Hello, everybody. Get your celebrating moment. Yes, we got someone. We got a VIP celebrating 2 months. No me. Hello, somebody. You better go ahead with yourself. Yes, indeed. We celebrate you. We celebrating you. You got something else? Also celebrating drinking 8 cases of water in 2 weeks. Listen here. Somebody up in here. You see, celebration like this my 2 little hands can't do this. So I have to go. This is like, yes. So proud of you. Yes, indeed. So proud. Listen, celebrate Dave, everyone. As Georgia said, yes, keep it up. Celebrating you. Yes, indeed. Celebrating, re-educating myself in retraining the correct way to eat the food. Listen here. This is a big celebration here tonight. Zen mode. Zen mode. Zen mode. This is great. We are having a great celebration here. Listen here. I'm trying to tell you somebody. Y'all need to share this live because we're having a whole celebration party for Dave tonight. I'm celebrating the celebration of celebration. I love that. I love it. Yes, indeed. I love it indeed. I am celebrating the celebration of celebrating. I love that. Yes, come on up in here. You better go ahead with your bad self. Theta is in the house. Theta is a VIPer. She up front with her VIP ticket. She's up front with Dave, Cheryl, and Georgia because she is a VIPer. Theta, welcome up in here. Yes, ma'am. Theta, if you missed it, grab it on in because Dave is celebrating a whole bunch of stuff tonight. Yes, indeed. This whole thing, we gonna Zen mode. But I try to tell you, we celebrating up in here. I love great accomplishment. I love it. Oh, with all that accomplishment and all that celebration, let me tell you, for those of you who were here a couple episodes back, couple of episodes back, we had a lovely lady up on there. Uh-huh. Yes, a sister, a queen sister came on, and she took us in another world. I just want to say, I don't want to drink no water because you see, if I drink my water, I'm gonna have to get up and go to the bathroom and all that good stuff. And you know what I'm saying? So y'all could drink all what y'all want to drink right about, but I want to tell you about this queen sister that came on before, and my goodness, she took us in a whole world, and and I had to get out my fan, and when I was finished, I had to go get something to drink, and a lot of things, you know what I'm saying, a lot of things. So if y'all remember, we had Zen, Lady Zen was up in here, but I try to tell you she's back. She's back. But we're going in a Zen mode tonight. So tonight is how to get in the Zen mode. Yes. Tonight is how we're going to get in the Zen mode. So let me be quiet. Let me be quiet and welcome her back to the show, because listen here, honey, sometimes you just, I'm trying to tell you, sometimes you just have to bring people back. Sometimes you just have to eat. Sometimes you have some food and the food tastes so good, you got to keep on eating the food. You know what I'm saying? Like I try to tell you, so I talk about my mama cooking all the time. Like, Mom, you just be cooking up some food. And when she used to cook them food, I was like, can I have a second serving? So that is what happened up in here. Sometimes you got to have a second serving, darling. Yes, indeed. So let me be quiet and bring her on stage. Hello, there she is.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I'm so glad to be back.
Yes, listen. This is the celebrating hand that my little hand can do. You know, I celebrate everything. I welcome you back. I do all that good stuff with this.
Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness, it is great to have you back. Hello, everybody. If y'all remember, Zen that was up in here that zen us away. She zenified us. So we. Okay, she zenified us. I learned a thing or two. I was like, all right. I learned a new word and all that good stuff. But she zenified us. Okay, she zenified us. I have a good relationship with words. I've been having all sort of words, honey. So y'all don't pay me no mind. I make up words as I go along. Just like you're a VIPer, they're VIPer and all that good stuff. Yes, indeed. VIPers. Yes, indeed. Dave, is that you? Dave says she ready for Zen. Yes. Zen, you're looking. Zen. New word. Zeniful. Hey.
Thank you.
Hey. Hello. Hey. I love it. That is a new word again. Zeniful. You zeniful. Okay. I like it. Yes, I do. Dave, I see. You got a relationship with words there. You got a relationship with words there, bro. Zeniful. Zen looking zeniful. Yes. Welcome back, Zen. Nice to have you back. Yes. So, my darling Green. Do I need to get my fan? Or do I need to drink my water?
I don't know. I mean, we're just going to go with the conversation today. So I think
I need to go get my bottle of wine or something.
I think you had a whole bottle of water there. I saw that big old jug that you had.
Honey.
I think you're prepared. This
is a whole 2 liter. A whole 2 liter of water. So I ain't going to drink it because I ain't trying to miss nothing. I'm not drinking no more. I drank enough. I'm down to the last bit of it. Down there.
I see.
But I'm not going to drink nothing else because I'm not trying to get up.
Well, I appreciate that. And thank everybody who's putting the messages on, welcoming me back. I appreciate that.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Georgia, for the compliments, and Dave and everybody. Thank you so much.
Yes, with a beautiful smile. Right, Georgia? Right, with a smile, honey. That smile is like, hey, listen, somebody. Husband of hers. I'm just saying, I don't even know why y'all gonna let me start this conversation like that. I don't even know why y'all gonna let me start recording up some. I don't know why y'all gonna let me start this conversation. Do I need to open my window? I know what you need to do there, but we ain't responsible.
Yeah, we're just here to have a good time, have a great conversation, and
Yeah,
and you know,
yeah, we're not telling you what to do. You're responsible for yourself tonight. We're going into a Zen mode.
yeah.
Yes, we're going into a Zen mode. So let let let's go. I'm ready. So
All right.
so sis, we talk about we're not even gonna go into the other book because we're gonna go into how many more books do you have? How many more books do you have out there?
I have 4 books that are out right, already. And we talked mostly about, plenty of guppies and other dating misadventures last time.
Mm-hmm.
I think I showed all the books, but I have them all right here behind me,
Mm-hmm.
so
So
yeah.
in those books are different writing, different genre, different. What's in those books?
So the first book we talked about was my memoir. The first book I ever wrote was this book, which is actually a workbook. It's a guided journal. And I started, I thought I was going to be a fiction writer when I was a kid, but life has a different journey. And I ended up doing a podcast, as you know, about self help, self development, and self empowerment, and
Yes.
also self care. And people kept asking me about journaling because I talked a lot about how journaling really helped me clear my mind. It helped me deal with a lot of my childhood wounds, even helped me heal with my divorce, both of them. And it really helped me gain a lot of clarity, and I practiced a lot of mindfulness with it. And so they were like, could you teach me how to journal? And so this literally is a guidebook on how to journal, and also it has journal prompts, but it goes beyond just journaling in terms of just writing. It actually has where you can put like movies, books, affirmations, goals. You can put role models in there. So like, I don't know if you can see, but those are little butterfly prompts. So that's like the journal prompts. And then it has places where you can write other things, but you would use this with a separate notebook. So it
Okay.
actually goes with my podcast as well. So this is 29 topics. So you can see it's a pretty small book.
Yeah.
It's 29 topics for the first 29 concepts that I covered on the podcast. And those were all like concepts like alignment, attitude, awareness, abundance, so all the A concepts. And so this was the very first book that I wrote, and it helped a lot of people to start journaling. And those people who had been journaling, a lot of them, they found the journals that were out there kind of repetitive and
Yes.
overwhelming, because I bought a lot of guided journals and they would be 365 days. And even though I journal all the time, I don't
Yeah.
journal every day.
Right.
And
Right. Right.
sometimes they would say, write 3 things you're grateful for. Now, that's a wonderful thing. Gratitude journals are great, but I don't want to write that every day.
Right. Right.
So this gave them 29 different topics, different activities. So every journal prompt was different. Some of them were about gratitude, some were reflections, some were challenges that they could give to themselves. Some were about meditating, giving them a prompt to meditate on. So there was a bunch of different types of journal prompts. So this is the first book that I ever wrote. And it actually debuted. It's got the little Amazon bestseller sticker on there.
Oh.
Yeah, it actually debuted at number 9 in Mind, Body, and Spirit in the New Thought category.
Nice.
Same category The Secret is in, if anybody's ever heard of The Secret.
Yes.
So,
yeah. I read that book.
So that was the first book that I ever wrote. So that's one of the books I have. And I have, 3 others if you want me to talk about those. But, this book is a children's book.
Oh, so, what is that?
This is a children's book. And it's also a bestseller.
Children.
Yeah. And you can see the pictures inside.
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually an illustrated poem. And the point of this book is to remind children and adults that we all were born with a purpose. You can see that little light inside of her.
Yes.
And that no matter what happens to us, we all go through difficulties.
Yes.
But we have things like intuition. We have things like that inner purpose. We have gifts and talents and abilities that were given to us. And even when we go through difficult things, we can remind ourselves and be reminded that that purpose can't be taken away from us. That purpose is part of us. And even if, so I wrote this as a person, a child, I was moved around a lot.
Okay.
I had my parents, but I got shifted to different relatives as well. So that gave me kind of a abandonment complex and also an unworthiness complex. Like, why don't I get to stay here? Why don't I get to go? Why am I the one being moved around all the time? So I had a lot of self-worth issues that followed me into my adulthood. And it's probably one reason why I ended up in the marriages that I was in.
I was about to say,
because I didn't know consciously that I had that until just a few years ago, when I really understood like core wounds, like abandonment. Because I had been working on my self-esteem for years, but sometimes there's areas, we can be confident.
Yes.
And we can be full of belief in ourselves, but we still can have abandonment issues. We still can have insecurities that we haven't dealt with, unworthiness issues. So this was really kind of a book I wrote to myself of like what I wish people had told me when I was having these self-doubts, when I didn't know my value.
Yeah.
And I wanted my kids to have it, because my kids went through a difficult time. My first marriage was abusive. And their father, when I divorced him, he was like, okay, you want to divorce me? Well, I'm just gonna drop off the face of the earth. You'll see me once a year at the family reunion, and I'm gonna pretend like I'm the best dad in the world. And so my kids ended up with an abandonment issue too, because their father would show up once a year trying to pretend like he was the best dad in the world at the family reunion. And they're like, why doesn't he call us? Why doesn't he come by? Why isn't he at anything that we do?
Yeah.
So they were constantly trying to get his love. And I was very grateful when I got married the second time, because my second husband was such a wonderful father. But even with that, my kids still had that. But what about my dad?
Right.
Why did he reject me? Why didn't he want me? That whole Will Smith scene, if anybody's ever seen the Fresh Prince scene, and that scene that everybody remembers if you were growing up, when his dad was supposed to come by, and he's got this great role model. He's got, this dad that's raising him, who's his uncle, but he's crying. Why doesn't he want me?
Right.
So my kids went through that same thing. And so I wrote it for them too, because even now, they're 28. There are times when they're angry with their father. There are times when they can't understand. Like, they have their own kids. Like, how could you just leave me?
Yes.
Like, I'm looking at my children and I love them so much. Why didn't you love me like that?
Right.
So they have still questions. And it's one of those things that you kind of have to just grieve, and you have to come to peace with it. But even at 53, I've had to grieve a lot of things. I've had to cry about them. I've had to go to therapy and talk about them, because you have these questions as a kid, like, why didn't I have this? This was supposed to be my family, my parents. Why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do that? Why didn't they, in a sense, love me like I wanted to be loved?
Yeah.
And so when I was thinking about all of that, it was like all the things that I really wanted somebody to say to me, that even in spite of all of that, you are worthy. It wasn't because you weren't worthy. It was because they had their own issues. It's your worthiness is inside of you. You were born with it. So I wanted to tell kids that, like, your worthiness is inside of you. You were born with it. Nobody can take it away. Even if people ignore you, even if they reject you, you are still worthy. It's as much a part of you as the breath in your body.
Yes.
It cannot be taken away. It's that much a part of you. And so I wanted to be able to give that to my kids, my grandkids. In fact, the two little people on the front, that's actually my grandkids. That's Yeah, that's actually my grandkids. And
Wow.
the front cover, you see the rainbow there.
Yes.
At the top, you see that is the sun, the moon, and it's raining in the middle. So it's
Yes.
like whether it's in the morning, whether it's at night, whether it's raining, you are still worthy. It doesn't, it has nothing to do with good times, bad times, happy times, sad times. None of that has anything to do with your worth, you know. So this book was, I went through the story, basically the poem, and then I basically tell the reader at the back why I wrote the book. And
Nice.
and I tell them the purpose of the book so that they, like I'm telling you now, where I came from and what my children went through and what I just wish I had had the words to say to my kids growing up, what somebody had told me growing up. You know, so that's a book that I wrote for kids and for parents, and even
For
for, it
adults.
could be for counselors, for teachers. I had a lot of teachers buy it
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
year.
Yes.
Yeah, because they wanted to read it to their kids,
Yes.
you know.
That's highly
So
recommended. And as who's that? Dave just put, the past is sometimes a gift and a curse.
yes.
So yes, as an adult, we gotta make amends with the past. And I oftentimes says, go back and find a little girl and a little boy. Find that little girl and that little boy who got stuck in the corner. Find that little girl and the boy who got time out. Find that little girl and the little boy who got abandoned, who got neglected, who got broken, who got abused. Find that little person and bring them out of the corner. When we bring them out of the corner, we gotta merge that person. We gotta merge that little girl, merge that little boy, and make amends. That is the
Mhm.
only way we can get healing from the past. We gotta make amends. We gotta find that little person. What did you do to me? Okay, it's not hold up. Let's get, come on in, come on in. We're gonna cry some, we're gonna snort up, we're gonna cry up, we're gonna do all of that. But we're gonna make it happen.
Mhm.
We're gonna
Yep.
make it happen. We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna have to grow up. We're gonna work on this. We're gonna work on this together. So that was excellent. That was perfectly said. Who was that? Cheryl. A lot of times we grieve our past. Yes.
Mhm.
And we hold on to, sometimes I believe we even hold on to it too long.
Yeah.
And it allows us to just like all our gifts, all our talents, it just like suffocate all of that. And I like to talk about when we suffocate our gifts and talent because we are not letting something go. Because the more we let something go, is the more something come in. The more
Right.
we declutter, the more something else come in. We make room. So we want to make room from the past to welcome the present, the future. Hello, in this moment, I like to use the word zen it. Zen, like bring it in.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Zenify it, bring it in. So
Yeah,
we
you
want
know,
to
and
bring
the
it in.
beautiful thing about the book, when I it was released last year, and I actually did a giveaway of 100 books, and I had a lot of people come and buy the book because they love the cover, they love the designs, you know, they wanted to buy the book, and so a lot of adults came and bought the book, and they were like, "I thought I was buying this book for my grandkid, my niece, my cousin, whoever," but they were like, "I gotta buy another one because I read it and I need to keep it for myself."
Yeah.
And there were a lot of adults that said, nobody ever said this to me. They never told me this. You know, they never told me that I didn't have to earn my worth, that I didn't have to prove my worth. You know, that a lot of us grow up with, you know, kind of this idea of like, show me you're good enough and then I will love you.
You're
You know
right,
what I mean?
right,
So
right.
we have that not an unconditional love at all, but a very conditional love. And
Yes.
so, you know, there were a lot of adults that, and men and women, you know, that were like, I'm keeping this book for myself. I'm gonna buy another one for the little person in my life because this one is mine. So whenever I'm feeling that sense of loneliness, that sense of loss, that hurt, I can read this and it can help me. And there's actually affirmations in the book, so when you're reading it, you know, there's a couple of pages that are just affirmations. So you could literally read those couple of pages and just affirm yourself, you know. So that was another thing that was really beautiful. Yeah. So,
Yeah. The very broken piece, and you will see the future. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Yep. Don't take life too seriously. You'll
yeah,
never get out of it.
that's
You will never
true.
get out of the life. That's it. And that this is why I just like admire you because your strength.
Mm.
There's a strength within us, and it's not that, oh yeah, you're so strong. No, it's how we came out of something that build that strength.
Yeah.
We're strong, but we're strong because we're mothers. You know what I'm saying? We're strong. Let me throw that in there. We're strong because we're mothers. But there's something called strength, and that strength is coming from the things that we've been through that build our muscle. That's like, hey, I'm putting up that bounce back muscle. I'm coming through. Watch out.
Right. Right.
Watch out.
Yeah.
So when we are looking at the past, we got to look at it like rear view mirror. Like, hey, how long can you look in the rear view mirror?
Right. Right.
How long can we look in the rear view mirror? Like, okay, you're going to crash
Right. Right. Right.
because you cannot drive like this for how long?
Right.
How long you gonna sit like, hey, I see you back there? No, you don't see the person next to you. You don't see that person next to you. You don't see the person in front of you. You're going to crash. And we got to understand that we have to be in the present. We have to come into present so we can build that future. Because we cannot build that. We're going to learn that lesson from the past. Come on up in here and go that way.
Very true. Very true.
The past is not a part of this. Okay. We're not even filing for divorce. We just never met the past. The past, we just stopped the past.
Yes.
We just didn't even file for divorce because the divorce sometimes they try to squeeze back in. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Yeah, I'm saying. Paul's like, hey, hi, sweetie, I see you looking good. You know what I'm saying? I see you looking good over there. Like, can we go for coffee or something? No. We
Yes.
done.
Right. I agree.
Learn your lesson and moving right along. Yes, indeed. So that listen, that book is recommended for everybody.
Well, I appreciate that. The last book that I have on Amazon is called The Ultimate Me Planner.
All right now.
And this is a undated planner. So that means you could actually get it now and start, in it.
Put your own date.
So it does have the 12 months of the year. It has agendas in here, but it has basically a place for you to plan your personal and your business life. And it also has a lot of reflection pages. It also has journaling pages in here. So at the end of every month, you have journaling pages. At the end of every week, you have reflection pages, and the reflection pages are different. So there's actually places to put your dreams, to put affirmations you want to write down, goals that you're working on, books that you're reading, things that are standing out to you, revelations that you've had during the week. It's got a whole lot of places to record things as you're going through the year. So basically, this is kind of the planner where you probably wouldn't want to throw it away at the end of the year because of the journaling, because of the reflections, because of all of the different growth that you might have captured in this book.
Yeah.
And it has affirmations in it. It also has divine laws in here. It has a lot of food for thought. So there's pages in here, just like this one was all the A concepts for my podcast.
Yeah.
This is A concepts and B concepts. So the journaling pages actually go with the podcast as well. So so this is a lot of things here. And then it has a lot of places to reflect on yourself. Like this page says, I am an authority. And you get to kind of write down in different areas what you've learned in these areas. So it's got a whole lot of things. So it's got a lot of reflection pages where you can think about where you are in your life, where you want to go, what you've learned, what you want to leave behind, all of these kind of things. So it's a great, I call it the ultimate me, because the goal is for you to actually become your ultimate self. So it's a self-development, self-care. Also I believe in the law of attraction. So I consider this like a manifestation book where you're writing down things you want to manifest, all those kind of things. So it's got a lot of that kind of space that's, in there for you to write a lot of those things down.
Hey, hold on. Talofa Anna. I see Anna is all the way in Australia, just to let you know. So you're all the way in Australia. See, I like to travel, so I travel all over the place virtually. So now we're in Australia. Welcome, my sister Talofa. I learned how to say that in Australian. Yes, indeed. Talofa, my sister, how are you? Now you see, audience, you see why I keep on saying it is important to have these? Do you see why I keep on saying this? Stretching, going, have your writing tools. Have your writing tools so it can extract all these things. You see, and I want to believe this solely because you extract all those things out of you, you're a better person. You extract all of those things to get like, listen, I'm going in here, I'm taking this out. Let me approach a little girl, let me deal with her, let me do. I believe you are a better person sitting right here, right now, because you got all those books sitting right there.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I agree. Every book that I wrote, it tapped into many things that I had learned, many things that I was learning, and I was able to, again, I think a necessity is the mother of invention. So, like when I was looking for a guided journal, I didn't like the ones that I found. When I
Yeah.
was looking for a planner, I didn't like the ones that I found. So I wrote what I would want to have. When I was looking for a children's book, the kind that would have helped me going through some of the issues that
Yes.
I was going through, I didn't find anything like that. So, and I also, there's not a whole lot of children's books that are melanated, that have
Okay.
all different shades of melanated children. Because, in my family, we got all shades. We got from light bright to,
Me too.
to Wesley Snipes black. We
Hello.
got all shades. So
Me
I
too,
wanted to
honey.
have a
We
book
mixed
that,
up.
that showed the rainbow of colors,
Yes.
and really showed all of the different types of that we show up as, and I wanted it to be for anybody that picked it up, where you would feel like you were represented in it, but also it was something to feed you, it was something to feed your soul, your spirit. So, you know, I think a lot of times, I think it was Maya Angelou, or it might have been Rita Dove. It was somebody who said, if you don't see the book that you want, you got to write it.
Hello. I would believe that's Maya Angelou. Yes, Dr. Maya
Yes.
Angelou. You
Hmm.
listen, and I always tell people this: what you don't see and you desire, it's for you to create. Whether it is a book, whether it is a company, whether it's a clothes, whatever it is, you have the capacity and the ability to create that which you desire.
Right.
So whether it is a book, whether it is building the best company, whatever. Okay, you like this coffee? Some people like Starbucks, you know what I'm saying? And they're like, okay, I don't like Starbucks, but I want something else in my soul. Go create it.
Hmm.
Go create, because we have that ability to create that which we desire. Your heart desire is sitting right here, and God is like, I grant you the desire of your heart. Yes, and God said, I gave you the ability to do it.
Right.
Do it. You go to the bookstore and like, I don't like these books. This book ain't working for me. These books are not going to do nothing for my children. These books are not going to help my generation. Go and write it, because you know exactly at that moment what is it that you desire. So bring out what you desire. Like, I would like to see this for my children. Let me write it. There got to be a first in somebody.
Hmm.
I'm just saying. I'm
Yeah.
just saying. Old habits can really put stress on your way of life. Ain't that the truth? Mm. You're not telling no lie right there. And what happened with people? People don't want to come out of their old habits.
Very
People don't want to come out of the comfort zone. People are like, no, I'm used to this. Mm-mm.
In my planner, there's a spot that says comfort zone extender, a way that I want to take a risk this month, because I do want people to expand their comfort zone. So they actually have a little reflection space where you could write, like a way that you could, just take even a small risk,
Yes.
to grow. Maybe it's going to a class, maybe it's going to a new restaurant, maybe it's
Try something
walking
new.
up to somebody that you don't know and introducing yourself. It doesn't have to be a huge risk, but any little small risk out of our comfort zone can bring so many things to us. Because
Take good
most of the
risk.
blessings that I've gotten, I had to step out of my comfort zone to get them.
Hey, tell us about it.
If I would have stayed in my comfort zone, I wouldn't have any of those books written, because it's not comfortable writing a book.
No.
You're putting yourself out there, you're putting your thoughts out there, the time, the energy, sometimes the money, promoting it. None of that's comfortable, but there's a blessing in it. So you have to change your habits, because there was a time when I was not an author, and it wasn't that long ago. It was like 2 years ago. There was a time when I had never written a book.
There you go.
I had to, I had to say, okay, this is not my habit. It's not part of my comfort zone, but it's a desire I have.
Yes.
So I'm going to take the risk. I'm going to put the discipline and the time and the effort because I see the goal that I want. And so because I believe in this vision, I'm going to push forward to it, and I'm going to make the sacrifices along the way.
There's something called comfort zone. Now you keep on saying it. Comfort zone, it's a struggle, right? It's a struggle. And the reason people don't want to come out of the comfort zone because they don't want to embrace what's outside, what's the unknown. They got fed and they don't want to taste something else. It's like when you're raising your children, you're like, okay, taste this vegetable, taste this fruit, taste this thing. And you give them a little taste. No, I don't like that. And they make up their face. You're like, okay, they don't like that. But the fact of the matter is, life said you should be introduced to different things. There's no way life said you should just... No. Life gives you options.
Yes.
You have options, and I encourage each and everyone to take that one good risk. Develop yourself 1% more by taking a good risk.
Yes.
What? Listen, 5. And if you just take one pinky risk, you will see that one pinky risk will develop into this. Because the more we drop in something, it's like when you have a body of water. I think one of you got a body of water. When you drop a stone, I try to say, I'm like, listen, I tell my own story, honey. I'm from the farm, darling. I'm from the farm. I'm from the islands. I know what it is to see body of water. When you drop a stone in the water, it goes down. But what happened? It gives that effect.
Mm-hmm.
It gives that effect. And it's the same thing like dropping one drop of mentality, upgrade your mentality, one drop. Your intention, one drop. Your expectation, one drop. Your confidence, one drop. And you see that one drop, what happened with that water? It starts spreading just like that. That stone, no longer there. You don't know where the stone went. But the water starts stretching out. And that is why we want everyone to come on in, put your mind, get into that mindfulness of seeing your worth, of seeing your value. Somewhere up in the chat, we celebrated Dave. Why? Dave made a step because he's like, listen, I got to get out of this comfort zone business here. Yeah. So we celebrated him in the beginning of the show. Why? Because he accomplished that which he set out to do. He changed his mentality and how he wants to live. He changed his mentality like, listen, I got 60 something else in here. I want to go another 40 years or something up in here. So you got to adjust the mentality to absorb that water that's like, here. Let the mentality be like the sand underneath there, it's sucking that stone. And spread that ripple effect. Let it spread. Let it go on. So we have to breathe.
Yes. Yes.
Right? We have to do that breathing. We have to breathe. We have to gather ourselves and see things clear. We have to be conscious of the very decision that we are making.
Yes.
Because when we are conscious, that simply means we are seeing a little bit clearer. I talk about drinking my water. When we drink water, we see a little bit clearer. I'm not a medical doctor, but I know a thing or two up in here.
Right.
When we drink water, we see things clearer. Like absolutely clearer. You see a clearer part like, hey, I want to do this. Yes. Drink your water, people. Drink your water. I'm trying to tell you, I'm not a medical doctor, but I like to recommend that you drink water. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And how many books you just saw? 3, 4?
I have 4, so I showed you 3, and the last one we talked about last time. This is my memoir, Plenty of Guppies and Other Dating Misadventures. So we talked about the memoir last time.
Yes.
So I have 4, and I actually am going to release another one before Christmas. So I'm actually I'm going to release a sequel to this one because I learned that a person that I was dating in this book was a narcissist.
Yes, yes, we talk
I have
about
his
this.
conversations in here.
Right, right.
I'm
We're
going to be
supposed to
going
continue
back
that.
and I'm going to be pulling those conversations out and actually showing how, this was breadcrumbing, this was gaslighting, this was him love bombing me, so I'm going to actually show basically the whole narcissistic relationship,
Yes, because that's what
because
we're waiting
the
for.
people that saw him in this book loved him and didn't know that he was lying to me from the very
That's
first
the part we're
day.
waiting for. That's the part we're waiting for. Come on, spill it. Yeah, that's the part we're waiting
Well,
for.
okay, so in chapter 3 of my memoir, I met this person. I met him the week that I got divorced, or really soon after my divorce, and I told him I don't want a relationship because I'm still healing. I don't want to get serious, but I just want to kind of date casually. And he accepted that, but he pushed me later into a relationship. And I found out this year, because we did end up in a committed relationship actually after the book came out, because I had actually broken up with him a couple of times because he was inconsistent. He would stand me up sometimes, he would ghost me sometimes. He would, say he was going to call or he was going to do this and not follow through. And so I would be like, look, you're so inconsistent. I can't trust your word. I just don't feel comfortable continuing to see you. So I would stop seeing him. So he read the book and he came back so apologetic, like, oh, when I saw myself in the book, I didn't like what I saw. I should have treated you better. I'm going to make it up to you. And for a while he did. For a while he was great and all that stuff. So we ended up together for a whole year after the book came out, up through May of this year. Okay? But I did not know that when I met him, now in the very beginning, I told you when I met him, I had just, I met him in 2018.
Yeah.
And did not know that he had a girlfriend at the time I met him on Plenty of Fish. And he said he was single. So I didn't know that he was lying about that.
Liar.
And then fast forward, now we split about 6 times from 2018 to 2023. So that it was an on again, off again situation. In the very beginning, it was a friendship, and then it became a friend with benefits. Then it became a committed relationship. But and I did not know this, but he got married, all right, and did not tell me. Now, when we first got together, when we first started dating, I actually did a background check on him. He was not married. So I'm like, okay, whatever his inconsistencies are, it's not because he's married. Okay. But after that background check, all right, he actually ended up getting married. Okay. So he, for about 4 years out of the time that I knew him, so about 2019 to 2023, he was actually married. Now, this man took me on vacations, spent the night at my house, took me on dates, and was married. And
Hold on, sis. Hold on, hold on, honey, because this is what we were waiting for. Hold on a second, because we got to digest this. Okay,
gotcha.
You hold on, because look, you hold on a second, because I might have to get my fan. This called for tea, fan, water, something, wine, something. Wait a minute now. Draw breaks. Hold on a second up in here. You just hold. Dave, I think you need to open your window now. Hey, Dave, I think you need to open your window. Definitely, Ron. Dave, I think you need to open your window now. Yes, sirree. Hold on, because I'm going to write dates down now, because I got to do this.
He just said something about the character of Ron. His actual real name is Ron. Yeah, he has a nickname in the memoir. All of the guys in the memoir have nicknames, but his real name is Ron.
And the Ron that he's talking about is someone from this show called Love Times Love.
Oh, wow.
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 Ironic.
So, okay, so the way that I found out, I hadn't met his kids. And I thought that was a big red flag, because we had known each other so long. We had been in a committed relationship for a year. And I was like, if you're serious about me, then you need to introduce me to your kids, right? Because he had met my kids. Okay. And he hadn't met my sister yet, but I'm like, we need to start, kind of meshing lives and families, because it's like you're keeping me separate, right? What is that about? So eventually he made a lot of excuses, whatever. And I said, you know what? I'm feeling like there's something else. I don't know what it is, but we should be beyond this point. After all these years knowing me, after everything, all the ups and downs, you should have had every answer that you need to know about me. You done seen me in my worst. You see me go through grief with losing 13 people in my life. You see me go through financial hardships. You see me ups and downs. You've seen it all. So you shouldn't have any questions about how I handle my emotions, how I handle my money, what I do when I'm stressed. You should know everything you need to know about me. So it shouldn't be nothing there. What else are you waiting for? I don't get it. Because whatever you're saying to me doesn't make any sense. I was like, you know what? I feel like we're stagnant, and we've been going at this a long time now. So I feel like since we're not going to move forward, it's just time for us to stop seeing each other. And he's like, well, we can still be friends. I was like, no, we've been friends. We've been friends with benefits. We've been in a committed relationship. You're not ready to move forward. So it's obviously, so I'm not the one. I'm just not the one. So I'm just going, let me just move on. Right. So we ended it May 21st of this year. Right. I'm going about my business. I get this message on June 22nd in my Instagram inbox. And this woman says, you don't know me, but I've read part of your memoir. And she said, I feel that the man that you call Gatsby is the same man I was in a relationship with. She was like, the words that I read were exactly things he said. Like the conversations, it was like you downloaded my life. I talked to this man. And she was like, I'm going to send you a video because I just found out that he was married. And I'm like, and she sent me a video of his anniversary video with his wife from her Instagram account. And I said, well, thank you so much for reaching out to me. I'm really stunned. I don't even know what to say. Let me just process this, right? So I reach out to the woman in the video and I say through her Instagram message, and I say, I just had this video sent to me. Is this your husband? And she says, yes. And I said, well, I've been in a relationship with him on and off for 5 years. And she said, do you have pictures? I said, well, I don't have any pictures, but here's receipts from our couples massage. Here's a whole screenshot of voice messages. It has his name all the way up and down. Here's the podcast we did together. He literally is on camera on one of my podcasts talking about this book.
Hello, somebody.
And I said, this book has him in several chapters and conversations that we had. I said he did a review on, which he took down the review, but I had actually screenshot it before he took it down. He did a review with his picture on Amazon talking about what a great book it was and how truthful it was. And I was like, I sent her all of that. And she was like, well, thank you for letting me know, I have to speak with him. And then she reached back out to me and she said, he confessed everything. And I don't want to hear from you anymore, but I just wanted you to know that he did confess to everything, And so I reached back out to the woman and we started trading stories. And every time that he ghosted me, it was because he was with her, or it came to find out that there was actually 5 other women in the 5 years. So there was actually the woman that reached out to me, the wife, and 5 other women. So and I found that out because I posted in a group on Facebook, this kind of little synopsis. I was like, if anybody has read my book, I found out that Gatsby, the character's nickname, he was married. And I actually put the podcast picture, which has his picture on it. And women were like, oh, I met him and this is what happened. This is what happened. And so they were DMing me. And in fact, one woman DM'd me and she said, I just went out on a date with him on May 19th and he said he was single looking for his soulmate. And I said to myself, wait a minute, on May 19th, he had me. He had the woman that reached out to me on Instagram and he had a wife. And he's telling this woman he's single looking for his soulmate. So yeah,
we gonna need some stronger drink.
so
I'm gonna have to call up Jesus to turn this whole thing into wine.
Yeah, it was very traumatic. You know, I was actually okay with the breakup because I felt like I had done everything that I could do. There was no bad blood. But when I learned that he's been lying to me this whole time, that was more traumatic than the breakup. That was so like, this guy's been totally gaslighting me. And when I was trading stories with the other women, like he had told me that his son died. He told the other woman that his son was making beats in California.
So the son is not dead?
No, his son is not dead. No, he told me this, that he had a son from his previous marriage who had died in a car wreck. And one of the times he ghosted me, it was because he had just gotten that news and he ran off to California and he was so caught up in the whole moment of learning that his son had died that he forgot to call me. But that was all a lie because he's telling her his son is fine. He told her his uncle died. He told another woman his little brother died. I mean, it was like the lies. It was like when I was trading stories with these women, it was like the lies, the lies, the lies. This man told a whole lot of lies. It was like woo, you know what I mean?
He just lied-ify. He just lied-ify.
Yeah.
He's a certified liar. He's a certified liar.
He was an absolute liar. And then, but the thing also was, he was such a great person in terms of the love bombing. He could be so sweet, so supportive, so, over the top, it seemed genuine, right? But it was just this, it was like, I don't even know how to describe. I wrote it in the book because it's hard to even.
Right. It's hard for us to digest too.
Read this book. There were women that I would be doing a book signing, and they would be like, "That guy in the book, Gatsby, he was so sweet to you, and you broke up with him because he stood you up. How could you do that?" And I was like, because it was disrespectful. I had women mad at me because they were like, he's so sweet. He listens to you and you talk about things and this and that and the other. And I had a bookstore owner say, every time you guys get back together, he gets better. He learns. No. Girl, I was making him a better liar.
He went and craft his lie and came back with another diamond on there.
Mm-hmm. So when I came and I told those women who some of them were following me, I said, sis, the man that you gave me so much grief about that I broke up with, he was married. He was lying to me and he had 7 women total in the 8 years I knew him.
Pause right there because I want, and who is this? David Shock. I want to pause right there. Put a pin right there. Because now this man, that's a skilled, certified liar. Look, he's skilled, he's certified. He is a whole bunch of stuff that's happening right here. Because number one, he gave you time. Time is something very precious, right? Time is something that you can't even like calculate time. Time is just time. And you're sitting there 24 hours in a day. 24 hours in a day. Now he's going to hand you over maybe, say give you about 12 hours or whatever the case is. Now, sir, what do you do with with the rest of the time? How are you serving other women with the rest of the time? Because we go on vacation, we go on dates, we go down the road, you're in my house, and all this stuff. Have you ever been to his house?
No, that was another reason why we broke up one time, because I had never been to his house.
Uh-huh.
And I said, how could we have a real relationship with I've never been to your house,
Right.
right?
Right.
So that was, but I did go to his mom's house one time
No,
early
not
in the
his mom,
relationship.
his house.
Right, right.
Uh-huh.
Um, so that was one thing that never did happen, and I never met his kids. But we were out now.
Suspicious.
Now, keep in mind also, like I said, we split about 6 times. So out
But
of the
why?
okay,
Wait,
so I
sis.
got divorced. I got divorced in 2016.
2016, all right.
All
Taking
right.
notes. Mm-hmm.
And hold on, let me get it right because I'm getting
You
confused.
met in 2018?
So I got divorced in, what is today? 2023. So I got divorced in 2014. I met him in 2016. Okay. And he got married in 2018. All right. So it was just a crazy thing. Like, it was just crazy. It
You
was
met
crazy.
in 2014.
Yeah, I got
No,
divorced
you
in
got divorced
2014.
2014.
I got divorced in 2014.
You met
I
him 2 years
met
later.
him in 2015, but we actually started to get serious. We started to have a sexual relationship. Let me put it like
In
that.
what in what
In
year?
2016. We got
2016.
married in 2018. Now, between 2015 and 2023, we split for about 2 years total, where we
Why you
didn't
kept
have any
taking him back?
contact.
Let me ask you that question. Why you keep
So
taking him
I
back?
was dating other people. So those times, okay, it's fine. You're doing whatever you're doing. I'm doing whatever I'm doing. We were not together. We're not together in any capacity. We're not dating. We're not talking. Because I would cut him off. I would basically say, you ghosted me. You stood me up. Da da da. Whatever. I'm not going to deal with you. But he would come back,
And
and
why were you taking him
he
back?
had a way of. He came back during Hurricane Harvey. He would come back in traumatic experiences too. He came back during Hurricane Harvey and was trying to help out because I had damage done to my house.
Uh-huh.
So he came back. I'm going to help you. I'm going to get your house back together. He came back when my mom was dying, and he was so helpful, so helpful. He came back when we had the winter storm. So anytime there was some kind of like really bad trauma, there was some really like something happened in my home. And one thing I learned about, I believe he was a narcissist, right? One thing I learned about narcissists is that they follow your social media. So if they see you posting things that they feel make you vulnerable, they'll do what's called a Hoover. They'll suck you back in like a vacuum. So when I posted stuff about my mom dying, there he was. And I didn't connect the two at the time. Like, I'm not thinking about anything. I'm not thinking he's following my social media. That's because he was not even on social media, you know.
Oh.
So I thought that's what he told me.
Oh.
That he wasn't even on social media.
He was on the cover. He was doing
right. So it's my thought that he was secretly watching me, looking to see what I posted, looking to see if he thought he was, that he could come back because I was vulnerable. Because every time there was some really traumatic thing, there he was, Mr. Fix It. And that's why a lot of women loved him. They were like, this man, he swoops in. He's Prince Charming. He's the cap. He's the Superman with the cape, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I also learned that there's a lot of narcissists that do that. They like to save people because they feel like that makes you even more dependent on them, and it gives them so many they get so much rope, they get so much leeway because they've been the person that saves you. You don't want to cut them off. You want to believe the best of them. You want to believe every lie they tell you, because they've been so helpful and so sweet and so kind and so generous and so this and that, and so I just didn't. I would have never, had it not happened to me, I would not even believe this. But the fact that the craziest thing is I wrote this book. So I have the proof of everything that happened. And now that I know that he's married and I have the stories of these other women, I have the truth, right? That when he lied to me, this is what he was lying to her about. This is what he was lying to her about. You know what I'm saying? I can put it all together. and get the full true story. So it's wild
Yes,
to
Georgia.
realize that this book, and the crazy thing is, I asked him when I was writing the book, I was like, I'm putting a lot of our private conversations out here.
And what
Are
is it?
you okay with this? And he was like, yeah, it's okay. You gave me a nickname. And the man was married since 2015. I'm sorry, since 2018. I keep saying, I keep getting my years. So since 2018, he was married. The book came out in 2022. So this
Hey,
man had
the
been
book came out 4
married
years
for 4
later.
years. Huh?
The book came out 4 years after he got married.
Right. So, yeah.
And wait a minute. Now hold on. So 4 years, he got married 2018. So you were with him somewhere between 2018.
So, okay. So when we first met, we were just friends. We started a sexual relationship around 2016 because I got divorced in 2014. So 2016, we were friends with benefits. Okay.
That part.
And then we split for a while, and then we came back together. Now, when we came back together, all right, he was married, but he told me he was single, and I had done a background check on him prior to 2018, and he came back single. So it never occurred to me to look it up again. I just never thought about it because I had already done it. You know what I mean? So it just never occurred to me. I should have, but I didn't. It just didn't occur to me at the time. And so from 2018, he's saying he would have educated me. So from 2018 to 2023, he was married. And we got into a committed. I was committed. I was faithful.
Listen, honey,
he was married.
Yeah,
So, but you would have to kind of read the book to understand. Like I said, there were times when we would break up because he would, like I said, he would ghost me. He would stand me up, and I would cut him off. But it was just crazy. It was so crazy, and writing the new book was very healing. Because and it was also very healing that I had written this book and I was not the only one deceived, because every woman that read his character was just like, he's so sweet, he's so wonderful, he's, oh my god, why are you so difficult? they're telling me that, like, why do you break up with him? You should give him more breaks. And I'm like, I gave him a lot of breaks, So
that's it. And he broke you. That's it. It. You gave him a lot of break. He was working. He was operating on your brokenness. He broke you, and then he came back as if. I mean, right there, sis. Why were you taking him back? Well, first of all, let's rewind a little bit. Let's go back a little. What was the first reason you broke up with him?
The first reason was that he stood me up.
Okay.
So I felt that was really super disrespectful. And I told him, especially, I didn't realize at the time that I had abandonment issues.
Right.
So when he would stand me up, it would really hurt me, because I already had this, like, I'm unworthy, I'm less than. I already had that in the background, but I wasn't aware of that.
Right.
I didn't really become aware of that until the very end of our relationship, when I started to really have my eyes open. I had been in therapy for a while.
Yes.
And, I wrote, I'm going to say this, me being with him, there was a lot of confusion that I had. Like, why does this man treat me like this?
You kept taking it back.
He's so wonderful to me. Like, how can he do both?
Right.
Like, how can he stand me up and ghost me?
Yeah.
But then he comes over and takes me on a vacation. He buys me gifts. He calls me up all day and night. He's always at my house. Like, how can he do both these things? It seems like he would do one or the other, not both. Yeah. So that was super confusing to me, because I had never had a man. Most men either treat you bad or treat you good. Right. They don't treat you bad and good. So, but I didn't understand that that's what's called a trauma bond. So a trauma bond develops when a person is actually doing that on purpose. Because what happens when you get treated bad, you get natural painkillers that are released. Because when we have heartbreak or disappointment, we actually, our brain will actually release like different chemicals
Mm-hmm.
that are, stimulated when we are sad. But when we're happy and we feel in love, we get things like endorphins and oxytocin, and then when they scare us, they do something like out of the ordinary, we get adrenaline and epinephrine. So basically what they do is they keep you on this hormonal roller coaster. It's like, here's the high, and you have all of these positive chemicals floating in your body. They drop you down to the low. You got all these chemicals going through your body. They bring you up to the high. You got all these chemicals going through your body. And you actually get chemically addicted to the highs and the lows. And that's what's called a trauma bond. And so these relationships can become addictive, literally addictive, because you get used to the highs and lows. And so another thing that happens is you get used to it because you're thinking, okay, he really did treat me badly, but I know him. He's going to come back and he's going to make it up to me.
Mm-hmm.
And you're it's almost like the slot machine. It's like I keep playing the slot machine and one day I'm going to hit it big.
Yes.
And then you do. And that's the thing about this guy and many people like him. You do hit it big. You get the, you get the grand gesture, you get to go to your favorite restaurant and a dozen roses, and he shows up at your house unannounced with this and that and the other, or he pops up, hey, we're going to so-and-so, pack your bags. And we, these next 2 days, you're mine because I'm taking you here. You get that stuff and you're like, oh my God, all that stuff that I went through is worth it because look what happened right here. You see? And because they do that, and some of us, I had never had a man do that so much.
Yeah.
Like I had been in a relationship, 2 marriages where I was kind of ignored. So I had never had all of this like attention where he's kind of going out of his way to show me how much I matter to him, how he doesn't want to lose me. You know what I'm saying? So it was not something I was prepared for.
Yeah.
And it was romantic to me.
Right. Like, ooh, this is nice.
But I didn't understand that he was doing it on purpose because every time he did it, he was setting this pattern in my head that if he treats me bad, he's going to come back and treat me so good.
Right. So he was pacifying that. It was pacifying that little section. Like, yeah, I'm going to pacify that. Then I'm going to pull a pacifier away. Then I'm going to come back and give you a bottle. And, the bottle, and then going to go again. He's going to come in and fill the bottle with milk. Okay, I'm going to go again. Right.
Yeah. So because I had never experienced that, it's very hard to explain to somebody how seductive. One thing I've learned from months and months after this happened, I spent like 3 months researching narcissism. Narcissists are considered to be some of the most charming, manipulative people on the planet. They are charming. They know how to wine and dine. They know how to say what you need to hear. They know how to play mind games. They find, like, one thing that I learned is that they spend a lot of time in the very beginning learning you.
Yes.
So they know your trigger points and they know exactly what to say.
Yes.
For you to make you feel certain ways. So it's like, again, they're playing that high and low. Like, I'm going to put her on this high because I know exactly what to say to her.
Mm-hmm.
I know exactly what kind of flowers she likes. I know exactly what kind of wine she likes. I know exactly what kind of perfume she likes. I know everything about her. So I'm gonna take care of all this stuff, and then I'm gonna drop her down, and I'm gonna ghost her. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna bring her right back up here, and I'm gonna do all this stuff again.
Double it out.
I'm gonna stand her up, and then I'm gonna, and it's like. And you don't see it coming. You don't see the blind side coming because everything is so wonderful. And you're like happy and you're, and then all of a sudden you're just it's like Charlie Brown.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah. It's like she keeps telling him this time is going to be different. And he believes her. And then she snatches that football right out. And you Charlie Brown. Fall for it. But he wants to believe in her. He wants to believe, and they say these beautiful things like, I understand, baby. I understand I hurt you. I really didn't mean to. I was going through this. I was going through that, And they try to make you believe it wasn't you, it was a situation, it was somebody dying, it was this thing at work, it was this, that, and the other, it was out of their control. They tell you all these excuses, but it's all lies. So I learned a lot about manipulation. I learned a lot about, I learned a whole list of terms.
Listen.
Gaslighting, all kind of, there's a whole, when I wrote the book, I ended up doing a glossary at the back.
Yeah.
And there's like a whole page of terms that I use in the book to explain what he did. Because the beautiful thing about this book is people can read this book and be in love with him and be like, he was so wonderful. Then they can read the second book and be like, you know what I mean? And they can see how a person can get caught up in this and not even understand that this person is lying to them and manipulating them and gaslighting them. And not only gaslighting them, but a lot of narcissists gaslight everyone around them. So even like let's say that I had really embedded him in my life. Yeah. My kids were shocked. They were like, what? He was married? My friends were shocked. My readers were shocked. Everybody was shocked. Because nobody thought this man was married. Nobody. Not one person. Everyone
so wait a minute. So
you did this. You just came back from here. You just came back from here. You guys are always on the phone.
Yeah.
So, so they were shocked. So people can pull off a lot. They can pull off a lot.
And I don't remember maybe it was Dave that mentioned that somewhere. Like men out there, like how you're psychologically equipped to do this to like 7 women at the same time is amazing.
Well, not all at the same time. I think he was juggling about 3 of us at the same time.
That's still amazing.
Sprinkling us around.
Yeah, it's still amazing.
It's amazing. I agree.
Like, sir, you need a certificate for something. I know.
I agree.
Sir, how you manage to deposit so much time in me and in her because it's you, the wife, and the lady that called you.
Right.
That's 3. We're going for 3.
Right.
Sir, where did you get time? How did you calculate more time for this one over here and for that one over there, and to have wife?
I don't know. Because we saw each other.
He's certified, honey. He's certified.
Yeah, we saw each other at least once or twice a week. We called, I talked to him. There was never a time I couldn't call him. I called him all hours of the day and night.
Okay, so this is my thing now. You call him anytime that you wanted. Anytime I wanted, I called him. Time was open. Open. Mm-hmm. Did you call him video call?
We did video chats, yes.
Was he in his house?
Yes. Sometimes he was in his house, yes.
All right. So he's in his house, he's video calling you. Is he always in one spot in his house?
No, he went all around his house when I was on the phone with him.
So where was the wife?
I don't know. I wanted to ask her, do you travel for a living? Are you gone?
Yeah, like where does
it out? I don't know.
Like
he was a truck driver. So he was local though. So he would be gone sometimes overnight trucking, but he was mostly home every single night. Okay. So he would talk to me on the road, but he would also call me, video chat me from his house, from his place. Okay.
So maybe you got maybe I'm just saying, maybe you got a different house.
All I can tell you is I cannot explain the time, because he spent tremendous amounts of time with me. I mean, I don't know. I don't understand.
Or it's called Bluetooth. He used around his wife. No, I'm saying, or in the garage. No, I am saying maybe he got a different abiding place. So wherever he was calling you from, that was his home. So of course it's not going to show that there's a family, there's a wife, nothing. So possible he had another place, or possible he's using somebody else's place. So there had to be a
that
second.
is a
Yeah,
possibility.
there had to be a second
A
abiding place.
second
It gotta be,
residence. Yeah,
yeah,
that's possible.
yeah. It had to be
Because
a
I
second.
don't have an answer for that. I
There you go.
that's
It's
the
brother's
thing that
house. You gotta be
that
using
is
somebody's
the thing that
house.
is mind boggling. Like, how did you get away with the time?
The
You
timing.
know,
Airbnb. That's what I'm saying. He gotta have another place for him to walk in like, hey, I'm just in here. Hey, because if the wife, even the time is something that's important. Because if you're calling me whenever you want, I can call you whenever I want, but she's never around.
hmm
Why was she never around? Where does she work in another state?
I don't
You know what
know.
I'm saying?
I don't know.
Like, sir, you living somewhere else. You got two places.
I have no idea. You know,
Yeah, yeah. I'm thinking that he got two places. David like a home Airbnb. Yeah, he got a second home. He got a second about. He got somewhere. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He got a second place somewhere. That was a place for you because number one, he never invited you to his house.
right?
That's one. He never invited you to his house. Two, you said you met his mom. You went to his mom's house.
Yes.
So are they aware of his behavior?
I don't know.
What did
I
your
don't know.
mom say when she met you? What's your mom? What the mom said? Like, what the mom said when she met you?
I mean, I just met her briefly. You know, we went over just to basically. I was picking him up to do some things, and I met her briefly. It wasn't like I hung out there, but I met her. I was in her house. You know, at the time that I met him, his mom was ill,
Okay.
and he had moved in to, I guess, to basically help her because she was about to lose her house.
Okay.
And so he spent some time living with his mom. And so, you know, during that time period, you know, I actually met her when he was living with her. But he still had a girlfriend at the time, which I didn't know. So it's like I don't even understand how things happened.
The man is
What
certified.
he told her about me, you know, the mom, you know, because
Wait,
it's there's still things that don't make sense. I don't get,
the man
you
is
know.
certified somewhere. I'm trying to find a category to certify the man in. He's certified somewhere.
So
He's
Dave
certified.
says my aunt used to play as my mom. Oh wow,
See, I told girls to meet me my mom. That was my.
wow.
Listen, the man is certified somewhere. I'm just trying to find a category to put him in. Okay, I'm trying to find a category to put him in because he's certified somewhere. He's skilled. He's skilled. Okay, he's
Mm-hmm.
skilled with his because that's like a profession.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's a whole profession. That's a profession right there.
Well, that using your aunt, that's a new thing. That never even occurred to me that I
Oh,
was
okay,
maybe
there you
meeting
go.
his
There you
aunt.
go.
That
There you go. There
okay,
you
Dave,
go.
you just gave me some food for thought because
There you go.
I
Think about it,
that
sis.
never occurred to me.
There you go. Exactly. There you go. Absolutely. Absolutely. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So listen, that's why I'm glad you're back because some stuff can be revealed. You gotta
That's
say some stuff.
true.
You're like, ooh, wait, I never thought of that. Wait a minute, now hold on. Just how you never thought that he had a second home.
That's true. I never thought about
You
that
never thought of
either.
that
You're
either.
right.
He might have a second. He might be in somebody else's house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he never invited you to his house.
Yeah, that was another that
And
was one of the
that was
reasons that was one of the reasons that I did break up with him because I said either you're lying to me about your living situation or you're really not serious because, you know, you've been to my house, you've met my kids, I haven't been to your house. I was like, that's not fair. You know. So, but again, you talk about why did I take him back?
right, right.
So when he did certain things for me, like the amount of support he showed when my mom was dying, there were things that made me feel like I will never have another person be this
Like that.
invested in me, this helpful to me, this supportive of me, you know. So those were things that I was like, you know, okay, well, eventually I'll get to his house. Let me not make that a big deal. You know what I mean? That's what I told myself. But at the end, when I was like, you know what? I've given you all this time to show me your house. I've given you all this time to let me meet your kids. I still haven't done those two things. And I'm really starting to feel like I want to move to the next level. You know what I mean? I want to really fall in love with you and just be just all in. And I can't do that if these two things haven't happened. So I've got to exit out because I can't stay at this level that we've been at for a while. No matter what our history is, no matter what you did in the past, you're keeping me at this certain level and I can't stay there. I either have to progress and we have to really mesh lives, or I've got to go, because this stasis that we're doing, this is crazy. Like, you know,
you know what? I came up with a word last year. Men are scammers. And scammers are not only somebody who scam you out of your money, because we get so used to people saying, you're scamming me of my money. They will scam you out of your time and your love and your space. So there are scammers out there that they look, and what they do, they watch and like, yeah, there goes a nice lady. Ooh, let me see how I can get in there. Ooh, she's single. Ooh, let me see that. Sometimes we have to limit what we put on social media.
True.
They look and they're like, oh yeah, she's single, she's beautiful. Look at her, she's doing stuff. Oh, let me come on right up in there. Oh, my mama is this. Oh, let me come on in there and help her. Oh, let me make myself available. They scam you out of your time and space and love. So they rob you of the very things that you were supposed to give to somebody else.
Right.
They rob you. Like they're just thief. They're just scam, they're just thief. And just take all of that. They're like, you giving me all of that. No, you giving me all of that. I'm giving it to you, but you're giving it to somebody else. I'm giving it to you, but you're giving it to, you shared it with other people.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate what Dave put on the screen. Thank you. And, you know, the subtitle of the new book, one of the subtitles is Now It All Makes Sense. Because there were so many questions. Why haven't I gone to his house? Why haven't I met his kids?
Right.
You know, why is he ghost? Oh, I got hiccups. Why is he ghosting me? Why did he stand me up? Now it all makes sense. You know what I mean?
There you go.
Because he had to do some of these things. He had to ghost me or stand me up when he couldn't get away from his wife or his girlfriend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When he planned out certain things, things didn't happen the way he expected. That's when he stood me up. That's when he ghosted me. You know, so now it all makes sense.
So he planned a whole thing. So yeah, he didn't just ghosted you. He was busy.
Right.
He was
busy.
He was busy, girl. He didn't ghost you. He was busy. Like, I can't come to you right now. I'm busy. He's trying to make he was trying to make another move.
Yeah. Right.
Ooh, God bless you. Ooh.
Yeah.
Nowadays you don't have to scam because the ratio of women to men is phenomenal. Listen, women are waking up, honey. Women ain't sleeping no more. Women are just like sitting there, just lay down on their back like, okay. Nah, women ain't doing that. Women letting you go with your string and let you use your own string. No, we waking up. We waking up. Sis, I just really want to listen. Whatever y'all drinking, y'all can go ahead and drink. I want to salute and celebrate you to the max, like the strength of a woman.
Thank you.
You stand in place for a lot of us, honey.
Yeah, and you know, one of the things that I was really grateful because I would not have known had I not written this book.
There you go.
I would have gone on about my business, and maybe, I would hope not, maybe he would have come back in a year
and you would have took him
and been like, you know, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. But I don't think he would have been able to, because I wanted to go to his house and meet his kids, and he couldn't have let me do that if, you know, he was married, right? So, but this book exposed everything. You know what I'm saying? Because someone read it and I described him well enough
for somebody to identify
him, even though there was a nickname used.
Girl.
And the woman was like, I really believe this man is the same man that I was with, you know?
Can you imagine?
And she broke up with him on May 21st, the same day I broke up with him. You talk about coincidences.
Ironic.
We
Isn't it?
both broke up the same day, right? And then she reached out to me on his birthday,
Which was what day?
June 22nd. And I reached out to his wife on his birthday. So his birthday present
He has
was
some
his
good.
wife finding out from her, the woman, on Instagram, and from me that he was cheating and had been cheating for a while.
I wonder, because
Yeah.
you know, let me
So
tell
the
you.
book, the original book is called Plenty of Guppies and Other Dating Misadventures.
Yes.
And the new one is going to be coming out for Christmas. So I'm sending it to my editor. You know, we're going to be working on it this month, getting it edited. I said this month. This month is over. I
This
meant
month is over,
November.
honey.
So November, we're going to be getting it edited so it can be out for Christmas. So the new book will be out. So you can actually listen to the first 11 chapters of this book on my
Right.
podcast. So I think the link tree, I had it up on under my name a minute ago. But if you Google Plenty of Guppies and Other Dating Misadventures, you can actually get this book on Amazon. And if you go to the Zenergy podcast, chapter 1 through 11 are actually within some of the episodes. So chapter 1 is like episode 67 or something like that. And then it'll say chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, but they're spread out because I'm still working on the audiobook, and I only released the first 11 chapters. So it's actually 26 chapters in the memoir, but you could actually listen to me read the first 11 chapters.
Word.
Yeah. And so you see my whole personal healing journey in this book, but his name is Gatsby in the book. And you get to see our on again, off again relationship. And you get to see basically everything except for the last year, because the last year and all of the stuff that I learned after that is coming out in the new book. So this book was released in February of 2022.
Okay.
And we ended up being in a committed relationship. Like I said, this book brought him back into my life, and we were in a committed relationship. I was committed.
Right. Let's get this. That's unstable. Right. Let's get this. This is one-sided. One-sided. Okay.
But
not we. There's no we. There's no friendship.
You get to see our on again, off again relationship in the very beginning when we were friends, and then we were friends with benefits, and then we were kind of going back and forth. So you get to see that.
So wait, hold on. So the book came out February 2022.
Right.
And he came back when?
So this is how it happened. So I released the book. We had stopped speaking, but I wasn't on bad terms with him, even though we weren't like dating or anything.
Right.
It was kind of like he had ghosted me before. Like I said, we had this cycle. So he reached out to me the day after Valentine's Day. And he said, I got your book.
Okay.
And he said, I read it in 24 hours. Now, this book
is big.
It's 500 pages.
Ooh.
And I said, you read it in 24 hours.
Ooh. He wanted to know what was up in me.
And he said, I read it in 24 hours. And he said, I'm so sorry. I saw how much I hurt you. I saw how much everything that you told me was in the book. But when I was in your shoes, I felt how I made you feel. And I don't expect you to give me another shot. I don't expect you to believe a word I'm saying. I don't expect you to consider me sincere. But he was like, if you give me another chance, I will just show you that I really did understand what you were saying, all the things that you ever told me, and I will make it up to you. And then he began to tell me things in the book that really like hit his heart. And I'm like, this man really read this book. And not only that, he had one of his friends read it. So one of his friends has a review on Amazon. One of his friends read the book. And at the time, I'm thinking, oh my God, he recommended this to one of his friends. Men don't read as much as women. So I'm like, he recommended this to another guy to read.
Right.
And he's putting himself out there, the things that he did, that were bad and good. So I'm thinking this guy is serious, but now I'm thinking this guy is trying to show like, man, I got a wife over here, and then I got
Yeah,
this
like,
over here,
yeah.
and she writing a book about me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's a whole
this
different
ain't
thing.
the
But at the time,
problem.
I'm thinking he was really, really touched enough to recommend this to somebody else, enough to recommend it, even though in some places it makes him look bad. And so I'm like so touched, like, so my sister didn't even read the book. And here this man is reading the book and recommending it to somebody else. So I'm thinking this man is supporting me more than my own family.
Right, right, right. You see that? You see that? You see that
Yeah.
manipulation? Uh-huh.
And so when he said he wanted to come back, I was like, you know what? You've taken more accountability in this one conversation when you didn't, because before he would blame everything on me. Well, our relationship is messed up because you didn't want me in the very beginning, because you said you weren't ready for a real relationship, because you made us be friends with benefits, and then that messed up everything because it set our relationship up on a bad track and we never could get past that. And he always blamed me for rejecting him and for not wanting commitment and all this stuff. And now I want commitment, but now he's not sure. And he always would put it on me. And I would be like, how long you gonna put that on me? Like, I can't, I cannot change the way I felt. I was honest with you about my feelings. Thank you so much. Yeah, I would love for you to get the book. But I can't change my feelings. I just told you my honest truth, right? And you holding that against me like I'm personally trying to hurt you, and I wasn't trying to hurt you, right? But again, narcissists take a lot of things personally, and any kind of rejection they don't do well with, and they also get very vindictive and want to get people back that they feel have rejected them.
Yeah.
When I said I didn't want a relationship with him in the very beginning because I just got divorced, he took that personally and was like, I'm gonna get her, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, but I'm thinking that he's gotten past that for the first time ever. He sees how he hurt me, he's supporting me stronger than my family did. I'm thinking all of this.
All the good stuff.
And then so I take him back. And in the very beginning, it's wonderful, it's great. And then things start to unravel, right? And he wants to come on the podcast and all that stuff. But then the biggest fight we ever had was after the podcast, because again, narcissists don't like to not be the center of attention. So here I'm on the podcast, it's about my book, even though we're talking to him. So it makes him mad. So there were just different things that happened, but it was really an eye-opener when I was able to put everything together and see how he manipulated me, see how he played on, different wounds or insecurities I had, see how he just, how he used everything he could to his advantage, And so I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about relationships. I learned a whole lot about narcissism and toxic traits, and that's what's going to be put in the new book. It's going to kind of show that whole journey of revelation and how a person can appear to be so amazing to other people, and they can be lying through their teeth and manipulating you, up, down, and sideways, and so I think it'll help a lot. This is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. We didn't have there was no physical abuse in our relationship, but there was a lot of mental and emotional.
Mental is worse.
And so people understand how people get caught up in this cycle and how these people are so in your head. They're so manipulative, and they're manipulating your emotions as well, and so I'm very transparent, about what happened. And so I hope that women that are in narcissistic relationships will read the book. They'll give it to other people that they think might be in these kind of bad situations, so they can actually see this is how the person gets in your head. This is how they warp things. This is how they make you doubt yourself.
Yes.
This is how they use, this is how they do that trauma bond. They do some really nice stuff for you, and then they drop you down here and do some really horrible stuff to you, and they keep doing it, and they're trying to get you addicted to those chemicals going through your body. So it's a lot of things that I didn't know before I wrote the book, because I'm doing all this research, trying to understand what happened to me.
Right.
How did he get away with this? How did he do this? And then I'm just reading. I read so many articles. I read so many books. I watched so many videos about narcissism and about toxic traits. I learned so many terms. So I literally am able to show people in real life, step by step, what it looks like when someone is pulling you into a toxic relationship, and on the outside it doesn't look that bad. On the outside, people are like,
the best man ever. You got me a award for the best man ever.
Yeah, but on the inside, he's manipulating you, he's lying to you, he's not the person. What I had to realize, and this is really a hard pill to swallow, the man I fell in love with doesn't even exist.
There you go. He was living a double, triple, quadruple life.
I was in love with a single man who loved me and wanted to give me a good life. That man does not exist.
Nope.
That man never existed.
Nope. That man was a whole different person.
Yeah, he made a persona and showed me a persona. And that's another thing that a lot of women and men realize. The person you fell in love with never even existed.
Yep.
It was all a lie. But they were able to show you enough to make it feel real.
There you go.
They showed you enough of themselves. It's like the con man and the what do they call it? The spies. They say make the lie as close to the truth.
There you go.
As you can, because then you don't have to remember very much.
True lie.
And then it feels real because it's so close to the truth.
Yes, a true lie.
You know what I mean?
True lie.
So he made a lot of lies very close to the truth. And it was hard not to believe it because it was so close to the truth. And another thing I learned from reading and listening to a lot of things is when they have emotions, a lot of times those emotions are real, but they're not what you think. Like when he was hurt because of something about him. Like he was hurt because I left him and how dare I leave him.
Yes.
And his ego was hurt.
Yes.
But I'm thinking he's hurt because he hurt me.
No such thing.
But he's not. So that hurt that I see in him is genuine. It's just not what I think it is.
For real, right there. Yeah, true. Right there, Dave. Honey,
I would love for Tyler Perry to read my book. If anybody has any connections.
Wait, hold on. Hashtag Tyler Perry up in here.
It would make a great series, and then you could come behind it with series 2.
Yeah, hashtag Tyler Perry. Yes, Tyler Perry, we calling you. Hello, bro. Come on up in here. Listen, we rolling out of tonight episode because this Lord Jesus, the man is certified in every area. The man is certified. Okay, he's certified, whatever.
Now let me tell you one more thing. So when I told you that I posted a picture of our podcast flyer, and 5 more women came out,
right?
Well, somebody went back and told him, because he came. Now we weren't speaking anymore, and we hadn't spoken since I had sent him a text message saying, "Oh, happy birthday. I just told your wife that you've been cheating on her and we're never going to speak again." And I sent him the video, the anniversary video that was sent to me.
Yes.
And that was the last time that we spoke.
Right.
Except for he texted me from a different number. And he said, "Stop smearing my name in the chat room." And I said, "Chat room? What are you talking about? And who is this?"
Right.
And he was like, "Gatsby." And he was like, "Your Facebook page." And I was like, I just blocked him. Now this man is telling me to stop smearing his name. I just told the truth. right, that he was cheating on me, that the man that people were rooting for in this book had been married
He
for
was
5 years,
Yeah.
and he had cheated on me and he had never been single. That's what I said.
Right.
That was the truth. But he said I was smearing his name. And then I decided to go on Plenty of Fish, which is where we met. And I looked at my profile and it had been deleted. Plenty of Fish said that somebody reported me for breaking community guidelines. So I was like, you went back to Plenty of Fish and reported me? Because I hadn't even been active. But I went back.
Wow.
So he literally got my profile taken off of Plenty of Fish. It's back on there now,
Wow.
but I had to create a whole new page. Yeah, I
Revenge.
was like, this man had to keep my moniker. Had to
He's
keep
trying, he's trying to hold. He's trying to keep a what he's trying to. He's trying to keep a hook on you.
yeah.
In every sense there is. He's trying to keep a hook on you.
hmm So he was
Like,
upset.
wow.
Yeah, he was
Wow.
upset that I actually just posted a post just saying what he did. Just that. He was mad. Mad enough to get me banned off of Plenty of Fish under the name that I was under. I was like, wow, dude. Wow. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Mhm.
Wow.
And it's like, you got some nerve to talk about smearing my name. I didn't lie to you. I wasn't married. I wasn't cheating on nobody. I wasn't cheating on you. You got some nerve to be mad at me.
Wow.
Crazy.
Wow. Wow. This is like a wow. Like, bro. Like, bro, you like bro. Like, bro, you just yeah. Sis. Yeah. Like, bro, you certified in every area. You're just certified. You certified in a lot of areas, but I ain't gonna name it here. But it's all right. I ain't gonna say it, sir. You certified in the area that I'm thinking, but I'm not gonna say it right here. That's okay. Sis. Is there one thing, because we winding out this episode, is there one thing that you want the viewers to know?
Well, I guess to leave people with, I believe that whatever happens to us, we have a choice whether to become bitter or to become better. And I've decided that whatever has happened to me, I'm going to use it. I'm going to try to find the lesson in it so that I can become better. And I'm not going to let anything that's happened to me make me bitter. And so I would just leave people with that.
And look, and I'm gonna leave people with that too. I want to leave people with that too. Like, I want to leave people with that too. I don't have nothing else to say. I truly don't have. First, let me ask you this one last question. What you want people to remember you by? Like, even from here on, and the moment you leave this earth, what is that one thing you want somebody to remember you for?
Well, I have this saying that I say on my show, and it's get zen, stay zen, spread zen. So my whole thing about my whole life is like to get my mind right, to get my heart right, and to create rituals in my life that actually promote peace and joy and positivity, and then to spread that out to the world. So like every book that I write is about mindset and about getting, rituals, things, positivity that you can put into your life, and then spreading that out to the world. My podcast is about that. I just believe that that's my whole life. So whenever something happens to me, it's like, okay, how can I get my mind right about this? How can I incorporate the lessons into my life as, rituals, as patterns, as habits, whatever, so that I can stay in the right, frame of mind, frame of heart. And how can I spread whatever I've learned, whatever I've grown, to the world. And so that's what I want to be remembered for, that I wasn't perfect. I was very transparent about my flaws, and that I was always working on my mind, always working on my heart, and always working on trying to spread positivity. And whatever I did wrong, I fessed up to it and I said, hey, I had these flawed thoughts. I had these flawed attitudes. and I try to make myself better every day. So that's kind of what I want people to know me for.
I'm going to be quiet. You are worthy.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You are worthy. You are absolutely worthy. You came in full alignment. You came in alignment. And anyone who knows of the term Zen is where you go into a place of mindfulness.
Mm-hmm.
And you came into that place where you found that worthiness.
Mm-hmm.
You found your value and you have become you,
Yes.
right? You became you, and oftentimes we try to find who we are, and
Mm-hmm.
that's a struggle. But you became you. And that is why I would like to encourage everyone, write your story out. Get it out. It don't have to be published like Zen's book, but write your story out of your system. It brings a sense of freedom. It brings a sense of clarity. It brings a sense of mindfulness, a sense of consciousness. Bring your story out of your system. So many times our story causes us to be ill, like literally. Our story suffocate us into a place of illness. So I encourage everyone, extract your story. Your story is not the same as Zen's story. Okay? That's Zen's story. Everybody got their own story. Zen's story might be a strategic way for you to let you know you don't have to sit there in yours. It might just be a solution to let you know that you're not alone in the timeout corner. You're not alone in the unworthiness corner. Zen's story is a strategic way to trigger that place in your mind to say, you know what, my mind is noisy. I want to bring it in. I want to bring it in. So we want to leave this moment where we say to you viewers, listen to those voices, but find that place and bring it in. Bring it in. Men, and I want to leave a message for men, because often I talk to women. I want to leave a message for men. Men, be clear that we women have values. We women are worthy. And the moment we are devalued, we are not devalued by ourselves. We are devalued by you. At most time, a woman will never devalue herself, but because of a man. When you are going in relationship, friendship, partnership, whatever, men, be clear and concise. Be clear and concise. Do not set up a space to harbor all of this. Because at the end of the day, it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace to men. Not to one, but to men. It's a disgrace. One man can affect many. One. Because what one man will do, it will trickle to the entire surrounding. So men, I call on you. I call on you to rise up out of this kind of behavior. We as women want men of statures. We want men with clear mentality. We want men who mean not play around, not serial cheaters. We want men. Oh, we say, oh, there are no good men out there. Why? Because of one man. But there are good men out there. There are great men out there. So men, do not give that bad impression that there are bad men out there or bad men out there. Come forth, men. Come forth so we as women can see you as who you were created to be. We as women want men to be in our space, not just because, but we want to build strong, powerful relationship with you. Do not give us anything less. Too many times we have great women and less men. Great women and less men, two cannot walk together unless they agree. So let us understand this. So I want to celebrate you in such a way from my heart. I want to celebrate your strength because it is your strength and your courage and your boldness that God allow you to come to this place, not on my show, but this place mentally. It is God that allow you the strength to create a space to extract those stories to save another woman's life.
Yes. Yes.
To save 2, 3, 4, 5 women's life. You came in space. In this time, for a time as this, you have done us well.
Oh, thank you so
You have
much.
done us well, sis. You have done us well. Yeah.
And thank you for all the compliments that are in the, in the chat. Thank you, Dave, and the other person who put the compliments in there. Thank you.
Yes. Yes. So we want to say, for me, I want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Not from my lips, but I want to say thank you from the string of my heart. I want to say thank you. Thank you
Thank you.
for what you have done. Thank you for coming here tonight again. Thank you for gracing us with your beautiful smile and your story. Thank you
Thank you.
for continuing the journey. Continue. Thank you for paving the way for so many that never thought they could. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Then you are via MVP. MVP.
Thank you.
Your MVP. Yes. And we are not saying this lightly. You are. You are. Sis,
Well, thank you so much.
from my heart to yours.
Yes. Well, thank
And we
you.
pause tonight episode. We got nothing else to say. Audience, we want to thank you for staying with us. We want to thank you for staying with us because this was needed. And sometimes we can pause. Sometimes we just have to go. Sometimes we have to go with the flow. When we go with the flow, it's a message. It's a message that need to be heard. This is something that need to be aware of. This is causing an awareness. This is like let's put conscious awareness day today. Hashtag that, people. Conscious awareness day is today. It's today, sis.
Well, thank you.
Audience, thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. Don't forget, people, to share this live. Like, share this live, share it, share it, share it. We say, see you on the next go around. I don't know what I'm going to do when I get off here, but it's we love you too.
Oh,
We love you too. And we celebrate you. We celebrate you. So, audience, we go right ahead. Oh, he's telling to watch Ron. Watch Ron over in that show. Ron is in that show.
mm.
Yeah, there's a Ron. The Ron, yeah, that's a whole, yeah. But anywho, audience, see you on the next go around, which is tomorrow, same time, same place. From my heart to yours, we say, as they say, Zen Zen, Zen Zen, we Zen on fire out of here.
All right.